Lucas Media. Shout out to the ones who support me and ones who hate me. Don't forget to hit the like button. As we're going up against corporate media, like I always say, without y'all I wouldn't be here. But as y'all can see in this image, saw it online, people are really in an uproar over Caitlinclark's salary. And as you can see, she's being compared to Victor Wembanyama's salary. Both of them have a 4-year option, or 4-year contracts with an option. And Caitlinclark's first year is $76,000, while Victor Wembanyama's is $12 million. And again, I've been seeing this all online. People are so mad. It's on every forum, and I just want to say a couple of things. Number one, most of the people who are complaining have never watched a WNBA game. I'm sorry, they haven't. They have not. So they're just throwing out anger without understanding the business. But let's just be honest. I got the list in front of me for the NBA. The first year, the player was making $8,000. Joe Folks, George Mikan made $15,000 from between 1948 and 1950. Then he made $20,000 between 1953 and 1954. Bob Cousy made $25,000 in the mid to late 1950s. Wilt Chamberlain made $30,000 a year. Then of course he was making $63,000 between the 1960 and 1965. He's making 60-something thousand. Bill Russell started making $100,000. First player to make $100,000 in the 60s. Then you got Wilt Chamberlain between 68 and 69 making $250,000. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar making $250,000. 69-70. Pete Maravich $380,000 between 72 and 73. Okay, Moses Malone and Bill Walton were the first players to ever make $1 million between 1979 and 1980. Now the league started in 1946-47, so that's what, 30 something years before players started making $1 million. Then we had 4 players making $1 million in 80-81. And Magic was the highest paid in 86-87, which is $2.5 million. Patrick Ewing made $4 million in the late 80s. Then you started seeing players like David Robinson make $5 million. Magic Johnson made $14 million between the 94-95 season. Patrick Ewing made $18 million. Michael Jordan made $30 million. Shaq made $17 million, 99-2000. Now, I'm just kind of skipping through. Then you started seeing KG make $25 million in the 2000s. So the reason why I'm giving out all these numbers is because it took decades and decades for NBA players to start making real money. Even a lot of the players had second jobs, and in the NFL, people will have different jobs. That's why George Mikan stopped playing, because he said he couldn't afford it. One of the all-time greatest players. Now, what this should do is it should make more people want to watch the game. And if people actually watch the game and they support it, then they can get endorsements and get a new TV deal. Like Nike pays the NBA $1 billion just to have their stuff. Gatorade pays the NBA millions of dollars a year. Auto Trader pays the NBA millions of dollars. The WNBA doesn't have those kind of sponsorships yet. And somebody said this on Twitter, quote, "Y'all keep posting Caitlin's salary until the WNBA starts making more revenue, like selling out games, more WNBA teams. There's only 12 teams," which is true. They got to have more teams, more endorsements / sponsors, merch sales, etc. Their new TV deal is worth $60 million, and the NBA is worth $2.6 billion. The WNBA needs our support. So yeah, so if you're going to blame anybody, you got to blame yourselves. And again, I'm going to keep saying this. The WNBA did a terrible job for the last 20 plus years on marketing to not only the diehard fan, but the casual fan. Everybody knows the casual fan, the one who puts butts in the seats. This is why the Lakers go anywhere and they bring an entire fan base with them, or LeBron to bring an entire fan base with them, or Steph Curry. These are why they're the ones who put the butts in the seats. So I really hope that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese can fill out arenas, because I mean everybody wants to see people get paid, but it's hard to pay somebody even $1 million a year when the league itself is not making a profit, and the NBA itself is subsidizing, helping out the WNBA. This is all facts. I understand people want to be in their feelings, but we got to talk business. And that's our problem. A lot of us don't know business, honestly. We see a number, we get mad, and we throw it out, but nobody does any research. If you watch the majority of WNBA games, they were empty. What was their highest rating? Was 700-something thousand last year? When the NCAA had 15 million people? Could you imagine if the WNBA had 15 million people watching the finals? How much more money they would start getting after that? And it takes everybody. Everybody got it. The fans got to watch. The players got to get the fans to watch, which is why I like the fact that the NCAA came out with NILs, because that kind of helped save professional women's basketball, because now you got storylines, you got character building. You see Juju and Caitlin Clark, all these different commercials, so people get familiar, and then little girls can see them. Oh, look at Juju. She plays at USC. I want to do that. And then it's just a trickle effect, and you'll start seeing more and more girls behind them coming. That's getting endorsements and all this other. You see them on TV, and then these players, they got to stay in the college for at least 3-4 years before they go pro in women's college basketball. So that really helps them with branding. So I get it that y'all upset, but until people start supporting it, and the WNBA gets people to watch on a regular basis, they're not going to get paid what they're worth. And the saying, you never get paid what you're worth. You always get paid what you negotiate. But I want to get my quick thoughts on it. Tell me what y'all think.